Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Deep True Crime. I'm Manny Rodriguez. In today's episode, we are continuing the coverage of Rachel Morin. Goes out on a hike on her trail, goes for her regular run. She likes to exercise, right? Well, it would be the last run she would go on. So we've been covering this story to keep you updated on what we continue to find out. What we do know, still no suspects have been named. What does that actually mean? Does that mean they don't have anyone on their radar? We'll keep an eye on that, right? Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. The mother of five, who was a victim of a grisly murder on the hiking trail in Maryland last weekend from the date of this video. She allegedly was using multiple dating apps prior to her disappearance. That is what a source has shared with the New York Post. On the afternoon of her death, Rachel Morin, only 37 years old, stopped at Glow, the bronzing studio on Red Pump Road in Bel Air, Maryland, for her daily spray tan at 2 p.m. that day. Now, if you've been following this and you've checked out her images, she was someone who truly cared about appearance. You can also tell tanning was a big part of it. And so, as we continue to learn about this, what we don't actually know is why someone would do this. But a source close to the salon that she frequented told the New York Post all employees there knew her and that the late mother had revealed to staff that she was on multiple dating sites prior to her death. And I want to stop and say you always got to take these things with a grain of salt. People put stuff out there. We don't always know if they're just wanting to be in the news, get something out there. But someone at this salon shared with the New York Post that she was on multiple dating sites. Now, again, it was only this week before that she had actually made her relationship with Richard Tobin public. So this was very fresh. So yes, she may have very well been on multiple dating sites, but we don't know if she was on that dating site that day, the day before. Maybe wasn't even on the dating site that week. We don't really know. But that day that she disappeared, she allegedly told someone or multiple people at the salon that she was on multiple dating sites. But again, take it with a grain of salt because there's a lot to uncover with this story. So when someone is sharing something, we really don't know where this is coming from for the most part. And so this source that was close to the salon told the New York Post that everyone at the salon knew her and that the late mother had revealed to staff that she was on multiple dating sites. So I wanted to repeat that because that's the same week that she had gone public with her romance with Richard Tobin, who is said to be one of the last people to see her alive. However, we don't really know because the police said, hey, we have interviewed Richard Tobin at this time. He has not been named a suspect. And they even shared that he is the one that helped raise the alarm about his new girlfriend's disappearance and that they had met up with her, that he had met up with her that afternoon. And, Morin, she told salon workers that after she was done with her tan, she was heading off to the gym, which is kind of odd in one way because Richard Tobin confirmed in a post that is since been deleted on Facebook that they went to the gym together. If on this post it said that, why did he delete this post about them going to the gym together? It doesn't really mean anything because it truly could mean that he is tired of people blaming him. Because let's be real, everyone is pointing fingers to Richard Tobin. It's truly hard when, if you are dating someone who disappears or is hurt, you're the first person. If you're the husband, you're the first person that they are looking at. And you're the first person that they're finding guilty before they're even in, before they even have a day, before they're even named as suspect. You're guilty. Now, I'm not saying Richard Tobin's guilty at all, to be completely honest with you, because I don't really have a thought on it too much. If you followed me, day one, I was like, I don't know why people. Day two, I had a like, I find this strange. I shared my thoughts. I still don't think that it's right to blame him at this time. But we do know of his shady past. And so we don't really know, outside of that. But the New York Post, they discovered that the couple did go to a Planet Fitness where Rachel is a black card holder who can use any of the company's facilities. Now, Richard Tobin's home gym is the Rock Spring Road location, which is located around the corner from the tanning salon, but employees, they were unable to confirm if Morin had visited that Saturday, August 5th, which is the same day that she went missing. And so, we do know that she was at the Glow, which is the studio, which is also one of the places where she frequented regularly. And so, an employee of the Glow told the New York Post that Morin mainly used the Abingdon location, which is about 8 miles up the road off of the Bel Air bypass. And when contacted, staff there referred to the New York Post to the company's corporate team, who, of course, declines to comment because this is an ongoing investigation. They really can't even share much. They probably don't even want to be in the news. The fact that a source even shared some of this, if that source worked at the salon, someone's going to probably be fired. But we don't really know. Now, Richard Tobin, who, since this, he's made his social media pages private. I don't blame him. If he is truly innocent and he is being hounded by people, and I guarantee you, he's being hounded by people, I don't blame him for making his social media content private. But he did reveal in a now deleted comment that he dropped her off at her home shortly before 5 p.m. Morin then went to the hiking trail and was last spotted sometime between the hours of 6 and 7:30. Now, she has 5 children. And from what I'm gathering as I continue to follow this story, is that all 5 children were not from one dad. So she's had multiple relationships in the past. Okay? So Richard Tobin, the newest relationship, I feel like he doesn't have enough vested interests to want to even do such a thing to her, even if the relationship was going sour shortly after. I just don't think that, I don't think there's enough time so far to actually believe that he did this. So I'm on the fence on it. I'm just not seeing enough. Yeah, the shady past is a red flag. I get that. And that's why I'm sure police are staying close. One of the reasons why I wanted to dive into true crime is because I want to play detective. I want to dive deep into these true crime stories and see where could a person's mind had been. But at the end of the day, this is not about me. In this case, this story is about Rachel Morin, taken from this world way too soon. And I want to keep you alert of what could go wrong in this crazy world that we live in because Rachel Morin left her home believing she was going to the park and would be home soon. And so now, the stepfather of the girl who discovered Morin's remains claimed that she was naked and looked like her head had been smashed in with a rock. That's according to Michael Gabrzeski, who spoke to the Daily Mail. Now, the flip side of that, that's what I did my story on in part 2, the discovery. And so the discovery sounds to be more by Cecilia, the stepdaughter of of the stepfather. And so now, since then, Hartford County Sheriff's Office, they announced that they are looking for 5 witnesses who were on the trail during those hours and asking them to contact their office. They're looking for witnesses that were described as either being 3 men, 2 women, and 2 dogs, or 2 men, 3 women, and 2 dogs. So it sounds like they do know there were 2 dogs, but they're not too sure if it's 3 men, 2 women, or 2 men, 3 women. So that person, those people may have had some eye on Rachel and may be able to see who was there, who else was there. Now, Richard Tobin, the boyfriend, he shared that, she had been missing since 7 p.m. And I'll get back to this post here. But Richard said that she had been missing since 7 p.m. and that he and her children began looking for her around 9 p.m. He then made an official report to police around midnight. That part I find a little skeptical. This is where I'm like, okay, boy, you're taking a lot of action. Okay, I that sounds like a good Samaritan as well. Hey, the children are worried about her. We need to find her. I'm worried about her. So, it does add up to an extent. And so he says that they began looking for her around 9 p.m. And then he later makes an official report to police around midnight. And he wrote on a now deleted Facebook comment, she's been missing since 7 p.m. She went on a hike, and me and the kids have been trying to find her since 9. Now, Facebook users, they speculate that Tobin, who has publicly admitted to being in recovery, may have been at an AA meeting at the Mann house at the time that Morin disappeared. Now, the Mann house, of course, they don't have any comment when finally reached. They don't have any comment, which is normal, right? They're not going to say. This is protocol to protect the privacy of people who attend these meetings, people who may live at the Mann house if that's a residence as well. Now, police, they have yet to confirm her official cause of death. But the local sheriff, he did say that the incident was clearly not an accidental death. While police have yet to confirm the official cause of death, we do know it was not an accident. And the Hartford County Sheriff, Jeff Gaylor, he said this is foul play on the part of another. And her family even said she did not take her life. She didn't do this. She didn't leave willingly. Something caused this. And so her family, they're asking for privacy. And this is where it gets so frustrating with, and I will say that I'm part of the true crime community. This gets so frustrating with the true crime community. Sometimes they get so caught up on their own world that they forget about the privacy and the space of others. And so the mother of Rachel Morin, Rebecca Morin, she said that, we need time and space to grieve in the wake of her gruesome murder. And what we also know is that why was she left naked by her killer? Why would her killer do that? You see, we don't know if she's been sexually abused yet. They've not shared that, right? Right now, they're probably trying to keep a lot hush hush so things don't get out and spoil this. When it comes to an investigation like this, it's so key that they have all their ducks in a row before they make an arrest, go to trial. They must have it all. They need a seal tight case. But why did they beat this young girl to death? Only 37 years old. She was left naked by her killer. How could someone do this? And then her lifeless body was discovered in a drain inside a tunnel on the scenic Ma and Pa Heritage Trail in Bel Air, Maryland, after being reported missing on Saturday evening. Again, this is a week ago today. We are live Saturday, August 12th. We're talking about last Saturday. Tonight, she goes on a walk. And so in this open letter that was shared by her daughter, Rebecca, my apologies, I was wrong. I said the mother of her. But it was actually her daughter, Rebecca Morin. And she shares that Patricia Morin spoke out about how her family is attempting to cope with her daughter's tragic death. And you can see here, okay, Rebecca Morin shares an open letter from Rachel Morin's mom. Patricia Morin is Rachel Morin's mom. Okay, so I want to make sure I got that clear because I shared something wrong, and I like to come clean on things. And so, to all the mothers with daughters, to the fathers, brothers, and sisters, husbands, to our local community, and to world onlookers. If you have experienced the loss of a dear loved one, then you know how hard it can be to express the pain that you feel in your heart. When it's sudden and tragic, your mind looks for ways to cope. As a mom, I appreciate the outpouring of love and support from family, friends, and the worldwide community that grieves with me for my young daughter. Thank you for caring truly. Because of the tremendous outpouring of prayers, love, and concern, our family is in the process of making arrangements for a celebration of life service to which friends in the community will be invited. More details to come. And because Rachel was an avid runner, we are in the early stages of planning a 5K walk run in her honor with the hope of having a trail of flowers. We are grieving. We need the time and space to grieve as a family. We have not forgotten our community. We just need time. I need time. It has only been 4 days since we received the horrific news. I ask that as mothers, fathers, brothers, and sisters, that you would please have compassion on us and allow us this. And it's heartbreaking whenever someone has to come to their own aid and ask for space and time. You would think this would be a given, because generally when it happens to someone we know, hey, I'm here if you need me. I want to give you space. Because a lot of people don't want to talk about this stuff. Can you imagine what it took for Patricia to write that letter? Let's think about that. So I think it's key that we give them their space. It's only respectful. Wouldn't you agree? And you can see her with her brother here as they continue to ask for patience and understanding. But now, granted, when the letter said it has only been 4 days since we received, it's probably been another day or two since. Okay, because this came out, I believe, yesterday. Now, it's key to know that they're doing everything they can to find, because we don't really know they've not revealed how she died. But a homicide investigation has been launched, and her family says that she did not go willingly and that her death was not accidental. Think about that. She did not go willingly. Whereas Richard Tobin says, I dropped her off and that she was going to go for a run. What does that mean when the family says she did not go willingly? To me, that's like, then someone lured her over there? Someone made her go over there? We don't really know. Okay? So I think it's key that we take everything with a grain of salt as we continue to find out what happened in that mysterious death on the Ma and Pa Heritage Trail that took the life of the young mom of five, Rachel Morin. There is no victim shaming here. A female should be able to go on a run without any inclination of otherwise. They know that craziness happens, but it's not the norm. So a lot of people are going to easily let their guards down. But I will say that it's key that you keep this story in mind because you need to carry mace, you need to carry a weapon, you need to carry something, and you need to be alert and ready. But when we find out, and I truly believe we're going to find out a lot more over time, we're going to find out why this happened. We're going to find out who's behind this. We just hope that there is truly going to be justice at the end of this. But I believe that these cops are working hard, because we do know that Richard Tobin, he did have a past. He had been arrested 14 times since 2014 on a variety of charges, including drug dealing, assault, disorderly conduct, and refusing arrest. And he is said to also have gained his DNA. So they're going to know if he's behind this. They are going to know if he is behind this. There is a Rachel Morin Funeral and Memorial Fund. If you have it in you to share or to help anything, people are adding to it. Their goal is $65,000. They've already had over 1,100 donations. That is awesome. And this is organized by Rebecca Morin, her sister. And she even shares, my sister Rachel went missing on Saturday, August 5th and around 6 p.m. In less than 24 hours, her body was found by local law enforcement. I have made a GoFundMe to help my mother, Patty Morin, with funeral costs. There was no life insurance in place. This was not an accidental death. She did not go willingly, and she deserves a funeral worthy of her beauty. If there are any remaining funds that will go towards things her five children may need, please share, donate, comment, and keep this going. And there have been updates as well. I raised the goal as we would like to do a large celebration of life. We had no idea the amount of people she touched, even in just her everyday life. You can see an anonymous donor putting up $800. Thank you to that anonymous donor. That is fabulous. And we would also like to raise enough to get a headstone that is fitting for her, and we did not take into account the fees. We appreciate all those who have shared, donated, and thoughtful words. And I think we have to keep in mind those five children, they're innocent. So if you can do anything to help, and if you're a part of the true crime community and you follow a lot of these stories, I realize you can't donate to every single one of them unless you're rich, right? I mean, I would love to donate to every single one of them. My goal is to help keep their story out and keep it in front and use it as a way to help you learn of what a crazy world we live in and why we have to be alert, be aware, be careful. Rest in peace, Rachel Morin, taken from this world way too soon. My friends, if you are a person of prayer, please pray that the family gets justice. Hashtag justice for Rachel Morin. Please pray that there is peace for this young mother of five. Please pray that her five kids get the help they need because they have lost their mother at a very young age. If she's only 37 years old, these are young kids. Young kids. One is said to be 18. That's the oldest, and I don't really know. I don't really know. We got to take everything with a grain of salt because I don't know Rachel personally. And of course, you never know who you can believe that knows her and doesn't know her, because some people just want attention. And the goal here is to bring justice for Rachel Morin, taken from this world way too soon. Until next time, my friends, be alert, be aware, be careful. Rest in peace, Rachel Morin.